Alright, hey everybody. Round one is ready to go. Let me just get my chat set up here. There we go. Alright, what do we have? We have lands, we have a 2-drop I can't cast, we have a 3-drop I really would like to cast, a Sift. That's an okay hand. I'd like maybe one more blocker or something, but that's an okay hand, so I'll keep it. So let's see what our opponent is. Our opponent is white something. That's okay. White's a decent-ish color I found in Tempest. Can be a little bit underpowered, but it can be okay. Hopefully he has a whole lot of weenies that I can just pick off with my Rootwater Hunter. Red-white. Red-white I hear is a pretty aggressive... oh no. Fireslinger is basically the red version of Rootwater Hunter. It deals 1 damage to our creature or player and 1 damage to him. So if I cast my Rootwater Hunter, he's going to actually get to kill my Rootwater Hunter before I get to kill his Fireslinger, because mine, of course, would have Summoning Sickness. So Rootwater Hunter is not going to get cast next turn. We're just going to pass the turn here. Next turn, hopefully we have a play. I cannot throw that Rootwater Hunter out while that Fireslinger is there. Craven Giant. So he's going to be swinging in pretty heavily. You can see how good Rootwater Hunter would have been. Being able to just ping that Craven Giant and kill it off would be fantastic. He doesn't attack with the Fireslinger. He's really hoping to be able to pick something off that I cast here. Unfortunately, Gaseous Form is combat damage. It's a pretty good card to cast on Craven Giant. Craven Giant can't block, so he doesn't get an invulnerable blocker with this Gaseous Form. And I think that's actually what I'm going to do here. I don't really have any other plays anyways. So just keeping up the land count, my Monstrous Hound is not online because it has to be more lands than the player. So there we go. Craven Giant is completely turned off. It can attack, but it won't do any damage to me, and it can't block because of its own ability. So I'm pretty okay with that. I guess he's just going to do 1 damage to me and 1 damage to him. That doesn't really do that much. It keeps the race tied. He's going to swing in with the Fireslinger. So now he's ahead by 1 for the race. Mage Ilvek, discard a card at random. It deals 1 damage to target creature or player. So he's really full on the pinger plan here. So he can now ping anything that I have that has 2 toughness. So that's less than ideal. Now luckily this is... Or no, discard a card at random. Can that be triggered if he has no cards in hand? I don't think it can. I'm actually going to do a quick check on the rulings on that. Okay, yeah, as I thought, because discard a card at random is part of the cost, he cannot do that. He cannot activate that creature's ability if he has no cards in his hand. So that's good to know. Good to know. Alright, so I've got my 4 mana. I could bring out a Lightning Elemental and get in for 4 once. And then he'll just ping it with either the Mage or the Fireslinger. Sifting would put me at 5, 6, 7, 8. Sifting would put me back up to a full 7 cards. But I think I'll just go with the Lightning Elemental here. Get in some damage. Change the race back a little bit. Because being red-white, I assume he's going to want to race. But who knows. So I get in for 4. He's probably going to Fireslinger the Lightning Elemental and then attack with the Mage, would be my guess. So we are both at 5 cards, so Monstrous Hound still not online. Do I cast it now? It is a 4/4. And I have another land, or do I Sift now? He's got 3 cards in hand. I think maybe I go the Monstrous Hound here. With a land in hand, if he misses the land, it's going to become online. Um, if not, as I said, it is just a dead card. Oops, I tapped one too many mana there, did I? I did, and I can't get it back because I cast something. That's a pain. Oh well. Oh, he hits a land. So we're going to be tied on lands again. So we've got a 2-drop coming down. Conviction. So he's going to give his Magiel Vec +1/+3, and for 1 white he can return Conviction to his hand. So that mage is a 3/5. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, my Monstrous Hound cannot do anything. So I will take the 3 and go to 13. This turn, I guess maybe we Sift. I've got a Spell Blast, but I really need to get something down here. So yeah, let's Sift. Do I want that red for anything? Yes, I do. So let's pay it with 4 blue. I want it possibly for Sonic Burst. Mana Leak. School of Piranha. Propaganda. What are we going to discard? Rootwater Hunter might actually be the card to discard since he can so easily ping it out of the sky. Or out of the water, I guess. He can't really hit anything else. He's going to have more than enough mana to start paying for that. 2 a turn, he's really only going to be wanting to attack in with this one guy here. And he can pay 2 and he'll have 4 left, which is a fair bit. No, I just don't know if I'm ever going to get this Rootwater Hunter online, so I'm just going to pitch it. I could cast School of Piranha as a blocker, which would just straight up die to Magiel Vec. Or I could keep back a Mana Leak, 1, 2, 3, which means if he casts anything that costs more than 3, or 4, if he draws land, then I can Mana Leak it. I'm at 13. Yeah, I'll risk keeping the Mana Leak mana up. Fire Slingers me for 1, taking me to 12, taking him to 13. Ooh, that we can Mana Leak. A 2/3 with Reach. It's not a great Mana Leak target, but I think I'll do it. Just a tempo play. So Mana Leak that. He's going to swing in with this Mage again, doing another 3 to me. My Monstrous Hound is still offline. If I draw a card, though, or if I draw a land, he comes online. But I think he might definitely get sideboarded out. Ooh, I actually draw it. So he's online as an attacker and a blocker at the moment. I'm at 9. I actually feel like attacking here. Just getting in another 4, because he'll go to 9 as well. He can't block with the Giant. He would have to block with the Slinger. And he's going to. He'll get 1 damage in on me. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Could be a combat trick here. Nope, just trades it. So he sits at 8 at the moment. So I think I might go School of Piranha and then Sky Shroud Condor. Get a 3/3 and a 2/2 out. And then I could Propaganda, and he would have to pay 2 in order to attack with that Mage. Or I could keep up Spell Blast for 2. I think I'll go with the Propaganda. So I just play my hand out, show him almost everything except for the Spell Blast here. So what's he going to cast? Shackles. Enchanted creature doesn't on-tap during its controller's on-tap step. I'm okay with that. Because he got a land anyways. I can't attack or block with this unless I draw more lands. So I'm totally okay with that. He's going to need to pay 2 to attack with that. So that'll take me to 5. I can hit him back for 5. I think I'll take this 3 here. I will pay for my Piranha. So I get a mountain, which I'll play. So I can swing in for 5, taking him to 7. He'll swing in, taking me to 2, and then be able to kill me with a lot of things, though he does only have 1 card in hand. I think I'll take this opportunity to attack. I can Spell Blast basically anything he would play. I can Spell Blast up to a 5 mana spell. But I am going to have to start holding things back to chump block with, which is definitely a pain. Getting a Sonic Pulse would be nice. I could do 4 to his face, taking him to 3. What else do we have? I could fling the Monstrous Hound at him, taking him to 3. Unfortunately, I don't know what I have to get rid of that Mage. Making him a 3/5 is really good. 5 is an unheard of toughness. Outside of some really big, expensive green creatures in this block. So he's going to take Shackles back to his hand. Interesting. And he's going to put it on the Condor. And now I can counter this, which I think I will. He's going to have to pay 2. He'll have only 1 mana to attack with that Mage. My Monstrous Hound is online, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the Monstrous Hound is online. It's going to on-tap. So I will pay for my Piranha. I draw a land, unfortunately. Let's see, if I attack in with everything, he would probably block and kill the Piranha and go to 1, would be my guess. If I just pass the turn, I would want to play this land so that my Monstrous Hound would be able to block. Let's just attack in with the bird. So I'll attack in with the bird, take him to 5. I'll play the land so that the Monstrous Hound is online as a blocker this turn. He's probably going to do 1 to my face here, I would think. Depends on what he has in his hand and how much he does not want to risk randomly discarding it. He doesn't, so it must be something that he wants. So he knows I have no counters. A Fire Slinger is going to come down. So next turn he could double kill or double hit my Condor and kill it. But he'd also have to block if I came in with the Hound and the Piranhas. So yes, I will pay that for sure. And what do we pull? We pull a Mountain. Alright, so if I attack in with the Condor, he's going to 3. So he's absolutely going to 3. And then he would have to block both of these. He could block the Piranha and kill it. And he could block the Fire Slinger and just chump. I could take him to 3 with the Condor. Buy me another turn to get Fling or one of my 2 Sonic Bursts. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Just keep my blockers back. So I don't actually have to play a land here, so I can keep this mountain back to pretend that it is a super secret counterspell or something. So he's going to just pass the turn back to me. All right. I have a feeling this Condor is now going to meet its end. Fade away. So he would have to pay 3, which he totally could, and I would have to pay 3, which I totally could. This is when you don't want to draw fade away. You want to draw fade away much closer to the combat here. So let's see. If I swing in, he's going to just kill that. If I swing in with everything, he's going to take 2. He cannot Fire Slinger. Well, interesting. If I attack in with this, and he... No, he can't kill it, because he would have to take the damage from Fire Slinger. So if I swing in with everything, he's going to take 2 and go to 1. Or... Yeah, I think that's my best bet here, is swing with everything. Because he has to take the Condor. If he kills it, he doesn't have... Or I guess he can block and then kill the Condor, right? Yeah. He'd still go down to 2. So yeah, he's going to kill the Condor. He's going to discard a card at random. Let's see what he discards. He's going to go to 2. I'm going to have no blockers, unfortunately. So he's going to be able to get in for 3. If he draws anything hasty, or if he draws anything that can pump the Magial Vec here, I'm in trouble. But I think I'm in trouble basically either way. I have far too low of a life total to be really happy here. I could have just passed the turn and bought another turn. But I think I want to kind of keep him on his heels here. Core Chant. All damage that would be dealt to this turn by target creature you control. All damage that would be dealt this turn to target creature you control by a source of your choice is dealt to another target creature instead. So is he going to kill the Hound? He's going to have the Hound's damage go back on him? Is that my understanding? He needs to kill this Condor. There we go. So he kills the Condor. Plains is discarded. Yeah, he clears my board. That's a pain. That's a great big pain. Core Chant, such a blowout. So he can get in for 4 here. And I basically need to draw Sonic Burst. He's going to get in for 3. Oh, does he have a pump spell? Oh, he had to pay 2 for Propaganda, of course, of course. So I go to 2. Oh, I hit the Sonic Burst. That's good. That's pretty good. Sonic Burst to the face. If he doesn't have something that stops damage, then that's just game. I had a 10% chance, just over a 10% chance of drawing one of those too, so it's not that unlikely. But I pull it out. Wow. That was a close game. He's got a lot of Fire Slingers. I would have liked to have had those Fire Slingers for sure. So Monstrous Hound. It got better, but it still wasn't great. So what options do I have? I did not see any artifacts. Can I give Blood Frenzy to him? Cast only before the combat damage step. Target attacking or blocking creature. It could be used as pseudo removal, but I am going to give his creature quite a big buff before the damage is dealt, so that's not great. Stun, not that great. Maniacal Rage, not that great. I guess maybe I just keep the Monstrous Hound in. He can kill that with his cards. He can kill the giant with his cards. I guess, no, Maniacal Rage makes it so they can't block. Yeah, I don't think I have a great sideboard option here, really. The Monstrous Hound is just going to need to stay in. I think we'll just submit it as is. And hopefully maybe we can get our Root Water Hunter out first. Because if we get him out first, we can ping any of his pingers before they lose their summoning sickness. He does know I have it because I did discard it off the Sift. Maybe he wasn't looking too closely, but I will assume he knows I have it. Didn't see much removal from him, really, outside of the pingers. Of course, when you have at least 3 pingers that we saw, you don't really need that much removal. But that was a very timely Sonic Blast. Looks like he replied "Ov" here. A little bit salty, but we can just ignore that. Alright, so he is presumably playing first. Yep. What do we have? We have not much. We've got a Fadeaway, and I won't have many creatures that I'll have to pay for. We've got a Gaseous Form to turn off his Craven Giant again. We've got a Capsize that I can't cast, unfortunately, just yet. And a Cloud Spirit that will get pinged right out of the skies. I will keep it. I'm on the draw. It's not a great starting hand, but I'm okay-ish with it. So we've got a Spell Blast. So that'll be a Spell Blast for 1 next turn. So down comes a Fire Slinger, of course. We will just pass the turn. We don't have a play. So if he has a 1-drop, I can counter it here. Nope. Stark of Wrath. So he took the Stark of Wrath. All right. So this might be the place for Fadeaway. So basically, he has to tap 1 mana for each creature that he has. And he can't tap anything because he's tapped out. So he has to sacrifice a permanent for each creature. So he can sacrifice the creatures, or he can sacrifice lands. He'd go back to 1 land if he wants to keep both those creatures. And I think that's definitely what I'm going to do here. Force him to make a very awkward choice. I basically erase the first 3 turns of his game if he sacks both of his creatures. And I put him really behind on lands if he decides to sack his lands instead. I could see him sack a land and Stark. Stark's maybe not that great. But maybe he's overvaluing it because it is a rare, it's a legendary. It seems kind of flashy. Nope, he's just sacrificing all of his lands. I wonder if that means that he has a lot of lands sitting back in his hand. It'd be really nice if Gaseous Form was not combat damage and I could turn off those pingers, but no such luck. So we get a Sonic Burst, which I guess is almost all we can cast. We can Mnemonic Sliver, and he can't ping it, but he could just kill it with Stark, but then I would get Stark. He could ping the Cloud Spirit, so I'm not going to cast it. I could hold back Spell Blast and counter not everything that he could cast, because he'll be at 3 lands. So yeah, I guess I'll bring up the Mnemonic Sliver here. And pass the turn. Keep that Sonic Burst for something big. I probably wouldn't want to lose any of these cards at the moment, but being able to kill something that's 4 toughness would be pretty good. So he's back up to his 3 lands. So turn 5, he's gotten back the tempo that I've caused him to lose. So I can sack Mnemonic Sliver to draw a card. That's pretty okay if he tries to kill it with Stark or something. It would be fantastic if he tried to kill it with Stark, because I would be able to get a card draw and I would take Stark. I unfortunately miss a land here. might just pass the turn, hold back Spellblast for something small, hold back to draw a card off Mnemonic Sliver, hopefully a land, otherwise I'd be discarding something next turn. Discarding 2 things possibly next turn. Or the Sonic Burst if need be. So yeah, I guess I'll just pass the turn here. He is winning the race now with Fireslinger. Strange, he should have Fireslingered me there last turn. So he's going to drop a land and just pass the turn. So this Mnemonic Sliver seems to be holding him off, so I will actually not sack it just yet. I don't draw a land yet again. That's not good. I guess I could just... What can I do here? Not much, unfortunately. I think I'm just going to have to discard a card. And with how behind on lands I am, it's not a hard choice to discard Monstrous Hound. I'm surprised he hasn't cast anything or done anything. Maybe he was holding so many lands that Fade Away was just not a great choice. Flowstone Shambler, I can cast that. Or maybe he's not casting anything because he's terrified I have a counterspell. I mean, I do have a counterspell, it's just not one that's gonna do anything for me. Alright, so he Fireslingers me finally. Not sure why he hasn't been doing it the last few turns. So he's just hitting all of his lands, even after Fade Away. So down comes Furnace Brood. I'm pretty okay with that. I have to remember not to activate my Shambler as long as that Fireslinger's online. There's a land, thankfully. What can we do here? We can play Flowstone Giant, I suppose. Get out a 3/3. So this is currently getting the makings of a long game. And I'm still not quite sure why, with how many cards he has back and how much mana he has. So Flowstone Giant I also can't activate as long as he has a pinger online. It would become a 5/1. He's just going to pass the turn again? Okay, no, he's going to attack with Furnace Brood. I think I'm fine blocking with the Giant here. If he wants to trade, that's fine. If he wants to waste a combat trick, that's fine. Yeah, perfect. So Mounted Archers is coming down. It's a 2/3 with Reach. Seems good. Alright, we don't hit a land, so perhaps we'll just pass turn again. Or I could Gaseous Form his Mounted Archers. No, I think we'll just pass the turn. See if we can mana leak something, but he does have so much mana now that it's pretty unlikely. He would need to cast something that is more than 4 mana. 5 mana now. Of course, anything that he has that's more than 5 mana, I most definitely want to be countering. He's probably going to attack with the Mounted Archers here. But I would double block, so maybe he noticed that. Alright, is the turn just going to come back to me? Yep, turn's just coming back to me. I hit an island, and I think I'm just going to pass the turn right back to him. Those pingers are so problematic. I could have had this Cloud Spirit out so long ago. So he's just... Oh, he doesn't ping away at me. I'm wondering if he's missing those pings or if he's purposely not doing them. So I'm 1 mana away from being able to buy back my Capsize over and over and over, which is quite nice. I think maybe I'll bring up my Sea Monster here. The 6/6 will block everything. He can Stark it, but then I could Stark his Pinger, and things would be going bad for him. Circle of Protection blue. Okay. I wonder if I should more highly value Circle of Protections. They're a very old card. And it's just to him, not to his creatures, right? Yeah. So I can start to do a lot here. I think I'll just have to pass the turn here. I can start to capsize and buy it back, bouncing anything that he really has. I can Spell Blast a lot of things that he could cast now. I can hold back a Mana Leak. I wish I could choose what to discard with the Sonic Burst. Being able to discard the Cloud Spirit would be good. Looks like he's just going to pass the turn, so I think I'm going to pop his Fire Slinger back to his hand. That way I can attack in this turn with the Flowstone Shambler. Is he going to ping me in response? Yeah, there we go. So I go to 12, he goes to 14. I'm going to get to come in with the Flowstone Shambler this turn. So Fling does the damage, right? Not the creature? Yeah, Fling does the damage. So I have 6 damage ready to go with Fling here. And he can't respond to it because sacrificing the sea monster is part of the cost. He could respond to it if it was part of the resolution with that Stark. Yeah, I'll pump him once and trade with his archers. So that's fine there. It's unfortunate that Sonic Burst could get rid of the Fling, otherwise I could have 10 damage going towards him. But I guess we'll just pass the turn here. I could have cast Cloud Spirit actually, but he does have Circle of Protection up. So Craven Giant's going to come down, and I think I'm going to Spell Blast that. Although I could just Gaseous Form it. Yeah, I'll just hold back the Gaseous Form for it. This Fire Slinger I'm going to Spell Blast. I don't want to see that anymore. So he's down to 1 card, so that's good. So I'm going to Gaseous Form the Craven Giant, turn it off. And then I guess I'll do Cloud Spirit. Keep up Mana Leak mana. Unfortunately, that Circle of Protection blue is actually a problem. I guess I can capsize it when I go to attack. Might be what I have to do. So he's just going to pass the turn. So yeah, the next time a blue source of your choice. So in response, he could actually do that. So I need to do that at the end of his turn. So yeah, I will just pass the turn here. End of his turn, I will capsize that Circle of Protection blue, get it off for the turn. Fire Slinger. That's problematic. So he's down to 1 card, so that's good. So I will capsize with buyback his Circle of Protection. So I'm going to be able to get in for 3 this turn. I'll probably come in with the Mnemonic Sliver as well, just to get that extra point of damage, or those extra 2 points of damage. Or possibly, I would bet he would trade Stark here, I think. Is he just going to trade? Is he going to kill off my Cloud Spirit? Well, if he kills off my Cloud Spirit, I'd be fine with that, because I would kill off his, Oh, that Core Chant again. What a pain. So all damage that would be dealt this turn to target creature you control. All damage that would be dealt this turn to target creature you control by a source of your choice. So he's going to try to throw the 2. Target creature you control is Stark. Target creature is Cloud Spirit. So he's going to try to throw the 2 at the Cloud Spirit. So basically, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to sacrifice that Mnemonic Sliver, get a card draw out of it, and nothing's going to happen. I'm just going to get in for 3. And I get a Rootwater Hunter. So that's pretty nice. That has a slight inevitability for me. Before anything else can happen, I'm going to bounce that Fire Slinger back to his hand so that he can't ping my Cloud Spirit this turn. So he has a Cloud Spirit. Or sorry, he doesn't have a Cloud Spirit. Oh wow, just angrily kills his own Fire Slinger in order to make my Capsize go away. Which is actually a decent play, because he's going to get his Circle of Protection blue out, and that's going to stop a lot of what I have. So I can fling for 6, Sonic Burst for another 4, which means I need to get 1 damage through somehow. Now I do have 2 Sonic Bursts. Propaganda is not going to do it. I can Rootwater Hunter, I suppose. Not too much else I can do, really. My Cloud Spirit can only block flyers, so I'm going to attack in with it and see if maybe he somehow forgets to activate his Circle of Protection. My time is also ticking down quite a bit. So is his, but I'm going to need to try to get back on time here. Try to get the advantage over him. So let's do a few things here. Let's always yield to Circle of Protection blue. So down comes Flowstone Salamander. That's pretty decent. I guess we play the Propaganda. So he's presumably going to come in with this Flowstone Salamander, I would imagine. Oh, no, he's just going to pass the turn. Or, no, he's got a spell to cast. Oh, a Shadow Creature. That's problematic. I'm going to see if I can get 1 damage through with the Rootwater Hunter. Please? No. No such luck. No such luck. Airtie. That's not going to do it. Well, I guess we need to go big, eh? Those are both instants, so I can hold off on that. I'll swing in with him. Basically, I'm going to try to confuse him here. And then I'm going to Rootwater Hunter him. Nah, he's too smart for me. Oops, don't want to cast a creature mid-combat. So down comes Airtie. I may have to fling my sea monster this turn. I should have left his fire slinger alive one more turn. One more fire slinger damage to himself, and he would have been toast here. So he's going to come in with both of those. That's going to be 5 damage or more. What's going on here? Oh, so I always forget I have propaganda. I'll just take the 5 here. Fairly okay with that. So propaganda is going to go away. Oh, gaseous form's going to go away. That's smart. I forgot all about that. So I might have to do this turn. No, I can always block with the sea monster in response. Alright. So it's getting to be do or die time. I'm buying back some of my time, so that's decent. He's going to attack in probably with almost everything, I would think. No? Why would you leave back the Craven Giant? He can't block. That's a strange choice. So I'm going to block the Salamander with the Rootwater Hunter. And then I'm going to try to do a damage to him. In response to him trying to do a damage to my Rootwater Hunter. He's too smart for that. He activates a Circle of Protection. So I'm going to take 2 and go to 5. I can use Airtie to counter if he tries to cast anything. Propaganda goes away. He does not try to cast anything. Nope. I think we're getting close to the end here. He's going to attack in with the Visionary and the Flowstone. I'm going to block with Airtie. Man, if I could even pump my Sea Serpent up by 1, we would have lethal. So I'm down to 3. No, I think this is just game. That's unfortunate. Oh, he's going to try to kill him. Well, oops, I don't want to fling at my Sea Serpent. I want to fling at him. So let's fling the Sea Serpent at his face. And then I get Stark, right? Oh, no, I don't get Stark because the ability doesn't fully resolve. I get it. Alright, well, just for fun, I'm going to take him to 1. Take him to 1. And he's going to take me to negative a lot. Oh, what was our next card? Sift, and we could have sifted for a Sonic Burst, but that's asking quite a bit. So we've got 5:27 left on the clock. He's got 5:33. That is not much time left on either of our sides. So I need to play this next game pretty speedily. I need to be hitting the OK quite a bit. I need to be yielding to things that need to be yielded to all the time. So his pingers are online all the time. That's a pain. Didn't see any artifacts yet. I don't need to be swinging through. I could slow him down with Contempt, I suppose. Yeah, I think we'll just Smip back in, and we're going to have to play this game speedily and see what we can do. Hopefully not be 1 damage off from killing him for several turns. So I might draw first, depending on what my hand looks like, just to get that extra card. But we'll see what the hand looks like. If it's oddly aggressive, I will play first. So currently I need to only pull about 6 seconds above him to start being ahead on the clock, which isn't too bad. It's never fun to be playing Magic with the clock and trying to win with the clock, but when that's one of your options, you kind of need to take it. Unfortunately, my deck is designed to be pretty slow. So he's taken the full time to sideboard. I wonder if he's got some interesting choices. That Circle of Protection blue was surprisingly good. Oh, right, of course I can't look at what I see. No, I'm not going to play first. A Fling and a Lightning Elemental. That's not good. That's got to be mulliganed, I think. Yeah, for sure. That's a bit better, I guess. I've got a Mana Leak, so I can hit whatever he has. We're going to play an island and say go. He has a 2-drop. What is that? Prevent 1 damage to the next. Alright, sure. I'm going to pass the turn back to him. Keep a Mana Leak on deck. Prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to target creature or player this turn. Oh, it's like an anti-pinger. That's not good. Something for me to Mana Leak? Yup. Something for me to Mana Leak. Well, I now need to hit a land or things go bad. I hit a land. We're safe. I'm going to put out a Cloud Spirit. If he has pingers in hand, this is going to die in another turn. Depending on what I draw, yeah, he's got a pinger here. Depending on what he draws, I will get a swing in with the Cloud Spirit, and then I can actually fling this at the pinger, I suppose. Circle Protection blue, so there that is. That's a pain. So we don't hit a land, so I'm going to swing in for 3. Pass the turn. So he's going to prevent 1 damage. When he goes to kill this, I will fling it at the Fire Slinger. So that takes that pinger off, which is good. He's down to 2 cards, so that's pretty nice. And I'm sitting with a bunch of red creatures in my hand, which Circle of Protection blue isn't going to do much about. Unfortunately, I really need a land to get the Flowstone Giant online. In addition, Monstrous Hound is pretty far away from becoming active. He's really thinking about that fling, which is nice. Bought me a lot of time. Nothing else that I can do, so I will F6 here. Mounted Archers. That's pretty decent. Not the land I was looking for. I guess I will go Flowstone Shambler here. Or I could go Propaganda and try to slow him down a bit. Yeah, let's slow down. So Propaganda it is. So he's going to swing in with Mounted Archers. He's going to pay 2. It's going to leave 3 up for him. Really need a mountain this turn. Down comes a Mage Ilvec. Not a mountain, unfortunately, so we will drop the Shambler. So we have a Capsize. That can buy me a turn off of something, I guess. I will gladly trade. Or no, I can't trade because that would stop a damage. Right. I guess I just need to take 4 here, basically. We hit another island. I guess we just passed the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still a land behind from Monstrous Hound being online. I guess I just passed the turn. Block Mage Ilvec with the Flowstone Shambler and activate it. Stark of Wrath, okay. Yeah, he's just going to come in with that. I could block and kill it with the Shambler. No, Shambler only gets +1. I guess I'll just take the 2 here. We get a Spell Blast. Not necessarily going to save us. So he's going to come in for another 2. I don't want to use the Capsize just yet. I'd prefer to use that when I can buy it back, which is now. So I will just pass the turn again. We are now basically playing the clock. He's going to Mage Ilvec me. Yeah, that's one way to go about it. So he's going to attack probably with just the Mounted Archer. He's going to pay the 2. I'm going to block with the Flowstone Shambler. And then I'm going to Capsize and buy back the Mounted Archers. And then he can recast them this turn. Oh, of course. I forgot about that interaction. He can just Stark of Wrath and basically counter my Capsize. That's a pain. Rootwater Hunter. That would get pinged right out of the sky. I think I've said that before. Not out of the sky, out of the water. So I guess we'll just go Monstrous Hound. See what we can do. We're even on land, so Monstrous Hound is a land away from becoming on. He's just going to hit me in the face again with Mage Ilvec. Ooh, he lost Corchant. And he lost Shackles. So he hits his land, so Monstrous Hound is still offline. We're going to see a Furnace Brood come down. And then he's probably going to come in with the Mage. Yeah, and he could prevent a damage. So I guess I'll go to 4 here. We hit a Sift, which I need to use. I will discard, I guess, the Rootwater Hunter. We'll play the island. We've got a sea monster that can come out next turn. But unfortunately, nothing much here. Do I possibly just lose this turn? I think I do. Because I can't block with the Hound. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I have to block that, or else he could just Mage Ilvec me. So I will block there. Can I do 2 things here? 7 mana. I can. I guess I can Gaseous Form him. And then Lightning Elemental as a blocker. Lightning Elemental will get pinged. And then Stark and Clergy can come through for 3, taking me to 1. This is one heck of a close game on time. Obviously, life totals, it's not even remotely close. But I am just trying to buy my time here. And I don't think we're going to do it. Oops, one too many lands there. So yeah, Monstrous Hound, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, is not online. He can just swing in with everything here. Best I can do is block Stark, and I'm going to take 1. And lose with 46 seconds away. Oh, that was a great game. Yeah, my deck is quite slow. As you saw there, we definitely need to try to speed that up. Circular Protection was surprisingly good. I never expected that. But yeah, I will see you guys for round 2.